This is the original podcast edition of The Guild of the Cowry Catchers by Abigail Hilton, now part of the complete Pirates of Wefrevane series. The books are available as audiobooks, ebooks, and paperbacks. This podcast originally aired from 2010 to 2014. Stick around after the story for commentary from me, the author, more than a decade later. The Guild of the Cowry Catchers, a novel of pirates and Panamindorah. Written and narrated by Abigail Hilton. Book 3, Ashes. Warning: this novel was intended for people who shop in the grown-up section of the bookstore. It is not intended for children or young teens. If you need to ask whether you will be offended, you probably will. Episode 7.
Hi, I'm Graham Dunlop from Cast of Wonders, the young adult fiction podcast featuring a wide range of stories of the fantastic. Find us online at www.castofwonders.org. Previously on the Cowry Catchers podcast. Gerard, Dakar and Silvio find a cabin in which to winter. Silvio continues to work on better techniques of signing and writing, but despair frequently overwhelms him. When he tries to kill himself a second time, Gerard is as angry as he is sad. Then Dakar intervenes. She shows herself capable of telepathy, something that Gerard has only seen Morcella do. This fills Gerard with terror, but Dakar insists that she is trying to help. She looks into Gerard and Silvio's heads and uses the memory of Thessaline, a person they both loved, to make a bridge so that Silvio can speak in Gerard's head. Silvio is giddy.
Chapter 19. All or Nothing. Back in the cabin, everyone changed into dry clothes. Silvio glanced at Gerard's Leon tattoo and shuddered.
I couldn't kill you.
His voice came through in a whisper.
I knew you wanted to die, I just couldn't.
Gerard sighed.
It's past. Forget about it.
Gerard took one of their skinning knives down from the high shelf where he'd been keeping it.
If I give you this, will you promise not to use it on yourself?
Silvio smiled faintly.
Is that why you wouldn't give me one earlier?
Yes, why did you think?
He shrugged.
I wasn't sure you trusted me.
I trust you with things other than your own safety.
Gerard looked at him hard.
Can I trust you?
Silvio bowed his head.
Yes.
Gerard gave him the knife.
I doubt it will throw properly, but it's something sharp anyhow.
Silvio took it almost reverently and examined it in the firelight. Gerard got them some food and sat down next to the warm flames. Dakar had already gone out. Gerard had an idea that she didn't want to answer any questions.
Listen,
said Silvio as he chewed.
I can eat and talk at the same time.
Yes, I'm sure nothing will shut you up now.
He was relieved when Silvio laughed. However, they didn't say anything else as they finished eating. The silence felt awkward.
Too many things to say.
Gerard got out the fishing net he'd been working on. Silvio had on a shirt and a blanket around his shoulders, but he'd left his legs bare. His thick fur shed water easily, but when truly saturated, it took a long time to dry. He scooted closer to the fire and sat blinking into the flames. Finally, Silvio said,
On Major Minor.
He hesitated.
Do you want to hear this, Gerard?
Gerard thought about it. There'd been a time when he would have given a lot to hear what had happened just before and after his life as a Leon. Now he found that he didn't care so much. Still.
Perhaps I should try to care. Go ahead and tell me.
A wyvern messenger found us while we were trying to follow Gwain's trail. It told us to go straight back to the ship and sail for Major. It said you were with your griffin, and he would take you back. I didn't like that, but I thought, If you were with Alsair, you'd be all right. So we all went straight to the Nightingale and left. We were about halfway back to Meja Major when another wyvern came aboard and said he had a message for me and all of my lieutenants. That was unheard of. They never insisted on speaking to anyone other than me, but I got everyone together, and the wyvern delivered his message. He said, "You had betrayed us and let Gwaine escape."
Gerard sighed.
I did let him go, and Alsair saw.
Gerard half expected Silvio to demand an explanation, but he didn't. After a moment, Gerard continued.
Morcella looked through Alsair's eyes. That was my fault. I neglected him that season. Arundel offered him sympathy. I'm sure that's how Morcella got a foothold in his mind.
Silvio didn't comment on that either. Finally, he continued.
The wyvern said I was to kill you. He said we would find you when you came for your wife. He didn't say anything else about this, but I was scared, so I made everyone move fast. I figured it was a test. Mistress made sure everyone knew what I was supposed to do because she didn't trust me to do it. I wasn't behaving properly. I was frightened. We got to Meja Major and dashed up to Thessa's room. But it was too late. You came in. I was frantic, and that made Basil upset. I thought he'd kill you right there, but I told him to sell you as a Leon. I said, "Get him out of my sight and make it happen." He did.
Silvio seemed to shrink down into his blankets.
Selling you was the only thing I could think of, the only way I could claim I was just being cruel. I knew I was, but I couldn't kill you.
You did save my life.
Silvio's voice sounded tiny.
Those scars on your back look awful. It makes me sick every time I see them.
I can't see them. I haven't been around a mirror. Please, don't worry about it.
Mistress was not pleased. She never quite trusted me after that. I think she looked for you.
Gerard nodded.
That whole winter after you sold me, I was buried in that mill up in the mountains of Haplag. Apparently no one could find me.
On my good days, I tried to convince myself that Gwaine would. But most days I knew it wasn't true, that he was dead and you were starving or bleeding in some wooden tomb. I dreamed about you over and over. You and Thess.
What did you do with our clothes?
Asked Gerard. It was a silly, irrelevant question, but he was curious. Clothes were important to Silvio. Silvio gave a mirthless laugh.
Kept them. Put them in a pile in the back of my closet and said I'd sell them, and never did. I'd go in there sometimes and smell them. I know you can't understand that, but scents mean more to a foxling. Some days that made everything better, and some days it made everything worse. The nightmares were terrible. I couldn't sleep no matter what I did or who I was with. I neglected my job, neglected the ship. I forgot their pay for a whole yellow month. I've never forgotten to pay them before. I didn't get the right kinds of supplies, didn't repair things that needed it. I let discipline slide. Basil left with his shelts before things completely fell apart. Everyone knew he wouldn't serve under anyone else. They would have killed him along with me. He tried to get me to come with him, but I wouldn't. I think I wanted to die. Mistress must have known that, because instead she let Arundel sell me, right back to where I was before she found me, and I knew I couldn't live with that. So I made a dreadful nuisance of myself to the slavers. Took them forever to get around to killing me, though. I thought things couldn't possibly get worse, and then you showed up.
Gerard reached over Silvio's shoulder and put an arm around him. Silvio tensed.
Gerard, whenever you don't know what to say, you touch me. Do you have any idea how strange that seems to me?
Gerard frowned.
I never really thought about it.
You touch others all the time. When you're talking to them or showing them something, I wish I could do that. But I can't.
Why not?
In my experience, Shelts only touch me when they want to hurt me or fuck me. Anything else I have to pay for.
Gerard almost took his arm away. He remembered suddenly why so many conversations with Silvio left him feeling awkward and confused.
I'm trying to offer comfort. That's all.
I know,
said Silvio, a little defensive.
I know that. I understand the concept. You're good at comfort.
He looked down at his paws.
I'm just not very good at friends.
Gerard thought for a moment.
Thess said I kept you a little off balance because you couldn't figure out what I wanted.
Gods, yes. Thess had me figured out from the moment she saw me.
Gerard was curious.
Do you think of her when you're talking to me?
Silvio nodded.
Because of Dakar's bridge. Yes, but I suppose I always thought of you both in the same breath. Must be quite a bit stranger for you.
Gerard thought of the first time Silvio had met Thessalyn, how he'd flirted and given her chocolate.
She was a bridge even then. She brought out a different side of you, and I realized we could be friends. She was the one who said we couldn't leave you. I agreed with her, but it wasn't my idea. I'm sure you would have been useful to have along, but I never thought of that until you mentioned it. You believe me, don't you?
Silvio shrugged.
I do things for more than one reason. Most Shelts do.
Not me. I'm pretty simple that way.
I'm realizing that.
Silvio leaned against Gerard. He shut his eyes.
As far as the rest of Wefravain is concerned, I'm dead. That's fine with me. My life was mostly unpleasant and painful. If you want me around, I'll stay. But I've always belonged to someone. I belong to Morchella, but she doesn't want me anymore. I'm not sure I know how to belong to myself. Can't I just belong to you?
Gerard grimaced.
I'm not much for owning others. I wasn't even comfortable owning Alsair.
Silvio looked up at him, the firelight gleaming in his eyes. He still looked small and skinny enough to be mistaken for a child.
I'll be useful. When I'm better, I will.
Silvio, you've always been good at anything you decided to be good at.
He remembered something that Basil had said about Silvio.
It's all or nothing with him. Either he's throwing knives at you, or he'll let you do anything.
Do you remember that night after Dakar messed with your head? How you just let Basil do whatever he wanted? How you said things to me you hadn't meant to say?
Silvio wrinkled his nose.
Yes.
You told me you'd get your claws back. That you'd be better in the morning, and you were. This is just a long night, Silvio.
Silvio's voice came in a whisper.
You said I wasn't myself, and I told you I was. I tell you the truth, and you don't believe me, Gerard.
Gerard sighed.
I want you to not look so sad, to tell jokes again, to laugh again, to be happy and get well. If saying you belong to me helps with that, then I suppose you can think of it that way.
Silvio looked at him quizzically.
I thought my jokes made you uncomfortable.
Sometimes, but they're you, Silvio. You can't tailor yourself to my specifications.
I can. I can do tasteful.
And boring.
You're not boring.
Silvio, please don't not tell jokes just because you think they might make me uncomfortable.
That night, Silvio started to crawl in beside him and then hesitated.
Gerard, I know this annoys you.
Gerard gave a half smile.
I'm used to it.
I'll get better, I will. But right now I can tell if I go off by myself, I'll have nightmares again.
Silvio, don't worry about it. You're warm.
And annoying. You can't be used to me kicking you and making a rat's nest of your blankets. There are good reasons I had to bribe Shelts to sleep with me.
That made Gerard laugh. But then his voice turned serious.
I saw why you don't sleep alone.
Silvio plucked nervously at a tangle in his fur. His tail looked like a Grishnard's now, but with no tuft.
That summer it seemed like just having you on the ship was enough. If you give me some time, I think I'll be all right alone again.
Gerard yawned.
Time is something we have right now. You can stay here as long as you need to.
Chapter 20. Gifts from Dakar. Gerard woke the next morning with Silvio completely wrapped around his head. The foxling was lying with his torso perpendicular across Gerard's chest, facing him, his legs curled up behind Gerard's head, and his tail completing the circle across Gerard's throat and getting in his nose and mouth. He sat up, coughing. Silvio slithered down into his lap and lay blinking up at him. Gerard groaned and lay back. He pulled Silvio up alongside him.
You're worse than a griffin cub.
Silvio flipped over and burrowed back under the blankets. He snuggled into the crook of Gerard's arm, facing away from him.
Griffin cub. Never expected to be compared to one of those.
This close, with Silvio's cheek resting on his shoulder, even his softest voice filled Gerard's head. He sounded happy, and he felt warm. Gerard found that he didn't really want to get up. Rain was drumming on the roof of the cabin, and the banked fire still gave off a little heat. Gerard dozed. When he woke again, Silvio was gone. Gerard sat up with a start, and then relaxed when he saw Silvio fiddling with the fire.
Calm down.
His voice sounded faintly annoyed.
I realize you need something to protect, but I don't want to die anymore.
Gerard yawned and leaned back on his elbows.
Your performance yesterday didn't inspire confidence.
Yesterday I was trapped in my own head.
Silvio grinned.
Now I'm in yours too.
He put another log on the fire and arranged some dried fish on the rack above.
Can you do what I'm doing, or does it only work one way?
Gerard frowned.
You mean like this?
It wasn't easy. He had to concentrate hard, and he found himself frequently forgetting and breaking into speech. In addition, Silvio didn't seem to be able to hear him as clearly as Gerard heard Silvio.
So I'm better at talking, and you're better at listening. As per usual.
You can't hear my thoughts, then?
It was something he'd been wanting to ask, and dreading. Silvio smiled.
No privacy at all. That would drive you crazy, wouldn't it? No, I can't hear your thoughts. I can sense something, though. Mood, maybe? I don't know what to call it. If I tried, I think I'd get better.
Gerard grimaced.
Please don't try too hard.
Silvio came back over, carrying several fillets of fish on a bit of wood that they'd been using as a plate. He sat down in the still warm place beside Gerard.
Breakfast. Don't ever let anyone say I didn't give you anything in bed.
Silvio grinned at Gerard's expression.
Now, what were you saying last night about wanting to hear my jokes?
Gerard took the fish.
You're feeling better. That's good.
Silvio cocked his head.
You're embarrassed, but you still think it's funny. I can tell, now, from inside.
Gerard made a face.
Silvio, please don't spy on me. I won't ask much of you, but I do ask that.
I'll try not to, Gerard. I'll try not to flirt, too, but it's a habit.
Gerard tried to change the subject.
Can you taste food at all? Is that why you don't want to eat sometimes?
Silvio considered.
The slavers didn't do a very good job. They weren't trying to turn me into a mute servant. They just wanted to shut me up. I can taste a little in the back, but for foxlings, smell is more important than taste. I can still enjoy food, if that's what you mean.
That morning, Gerard worked on his fishing nets, and Silvio announced that all their sharp things needed to be sharper. The hunty had, fortunately, given Gerard a small whetstone with his sword.
I may not be able to chop wood,
said Silvio.
but I can make your chopping a lot easier.
By mid-morning, Dakar came slinking in, pools of water dripping from her sealskin coat. She had a brown sack with her, the same sack Silvio had been in, and it looked like it had something in it again. She wrung out her hair by the fire without saying a word. Then she picked up the sack and went over to Silvio. She reached inside and pulled out a hat. It was straw and inappropriate for this time of year, but it had a bright red band and an iridescent feather. She dropped it onto his head and then handed him some kind of small tin box. Silvio let out a long breath.
Oh, Dakar.
He opened the box and sniffed. Gerard could guess what it was. Coal. Silvio glanced up with a guilty expression, and Gerard laughed.
Oh, put it on. You wouldn't be yourself without a tasteless hat and too much coal.
It isn't really tasteless, is it?
Silvio was examining the hat with shining eyes.
No, it's a summer hat, but I suppose it's not quite tasteless. Just loud.
Unlike me.
Just like you.
Do you like it?
Asked Dakar. Silvio took her hands. Gerard realized that she couldn't hear him unless they were touching.
I love it.
He tapped the tin.
You want some? Gods, it would make your eyes look perfectly enormous.
Dakar smiled shyly, and Silvio proceeded to dab coal around her eyes with his fingertips. When he was finished, she admired her eyes in the reflective lid of the tin. Silvio had been right. Her eyes did look bright and perfectly enormous.
You were the prettiest person that ever came down to the dungeons,
she said softly.
You had all kinds of bright things on your clothes. You flashed. I didn't mean to hurt you.
I know. Don't worry about it.
Mother used to talk about both of you. I think she liked you, but sometimes she hurts things she likes.
Silvio almost dropped his tin of coal.
Mother,
said Gerard weakly. Dakar looked at him, her eyes as wary as a wild animal.
Don't shout at her.
I wasn't going to.
Gerard was surprised how calm his voice sounded when he spoke.
Morchella is your mother?
Dakar nodded, her eyes still not leaving his face.
I ran away,
she whispered.
I see.
Dakar's eyes dropped to her lap.
At first, I was with some Hunti slavers. They didn't care that I was strange, but they had me doing the same sorts of things Mother had me doing, and I wanted to do something different. I wanted to put things back together instead of taking them apart. So I found the mantis, and then I found you. And you tried to protect me, and that never happened before.
I'll bet it didn't.
Dakar seemed to be struggling to put something into words.
I thought if Mother threw you away, you were sort of like me. So maybe you'd let me stay around.
Gerard opened his mouth, shut it again, licked his lips.
That's reasonable.
You don't know what to say. Why don't you give her a hug, Gerard?
Shut up, Silvio.
Ask her why she doesn't like to eat with us.
Why?
Just ask. I already did.
Dakar, why don't you like to eat with us?
She squirmed and twitched her tail.
I don't really like it cooked.
Ah.
Totally reasonable, that.
Didn't I just ask you to be quiet?
Gerard thought for a moment.
You don't have to cook it to eat with us.
Dakar smiled.
All right.
By lunchtime, Silvio had Gerard's axe sharpened to his satisfaction. Gerard had the fishing net almost fixed. Dakar went out and came back a little later with a freshly caught fish, which she proceeded to take apart with her fingers and eat in a bloody puddle in the corner. Gerard tried not to look too appalled, and Silvio tried not to laugh at him. They were neither very successful.
Dakar, there are still a lot of things I don't understand. How do you catch fish without a line? Do you call them out of the water or something? Can you talk to animals?
Dakar considered.
Sometimes.
She usually needs to be touching things,
put in Silvio.
but she can do some amazing stuff. That second night, after you got me from the slavers, she went into my head and found me. She made me wake up.
Gerard was fascinated.
Did you talk to Felbane in the pit?
Dakar thought about it.
When we got on his back, a little, I didn't really talk to him. I just tried to calm him.
She searched for words.
I decided when I left the Hunti that I was going to try to be a normal Shelt. I've seen normal Shelts. Lots of them are happy. So I thought maybe if I didn't do that, didn't poke around in their heads, maybe that would be good. I try not to, but sometimes it seems like I have to. That sailor on the Mantis, I killed him. He was going to hurt me. He was going to hurt you. And then I thought the warders would kill you, so I did some things to make them do what I wanted. I didn't do much, just enough. Rule, he was already half mad. I just pushed him a little further.
She glanced at Gerard nervously. She had fish blood on her chin.
You're half mad.
said Silvio cheerfully.
But we'll keep you anyway.
They weren't touching, so she couldn't hear him. Dakar looked down again.
Mother said I was really good at it, at getting into mines. Better than anyone she'd seen in a long time. I can't act at a distance the way she does, though. That takes more practice.
Arundel, when you came aboard the Mantis...
Dakar nodded.
Mother has been looking for you since you left. I think sometimes she's sad she threw you away. I'm not sure whether she wants to kill you or take you back, but I didn't think you wanted her to find you, so I stopped him, made him think he'd finished.
Gerard thought for a moment.
Thank you, Dakar, for watching over me.
And making our enemies insane,
Piped up Silvio. Gerard reached over and jerked his tail. Chapter 21. Fishing. The weather grew colder and stormier. The rain turned to sleet and sometimes to hail. The stream froze. They were all extremely glad of the coats that Dakar had brought. Apart from those, their clothes were ill-suited to the weather. They had no winter hats or gloves. Silvio had no boots, and Dakar and Gerard had summer boots. Gerard attempted to make some of the things they needed out of the pelts of Felbane's kills, but he had neither the supplies nor the knowledge to correctly prepare the leather, nor did he have any experience making these things. He wondered belatedly whether he should have tried to get nearer to a town before the worst of the winter weather hit. Then they could have attempted to trade, or beg, or even steal what they needed. Still, they had a large supply of firewood and enough food for a yellow month, perhaps more. They stayed warm enough, provided they didn't have to leave the cabin. Silvio was still working on his hand signs. He seemed less frustrated now that he could stop and talk in between.
You know enough languages,
Gerard said.
You ought to be able to make your own.
Silvio was no longer just spelling words. He was inventing simple shortcuts. He added new ones every day, and he expected Gerard and Dakar to keep up. Dakar seemed to have a sponge-like memory, but Gerard got periodic lectures on his mistakes. He didn't mind. Silvio was daily more himself, including his impatience with anything he considered slow or unintelligent. Dakar had brought enough pebbles and bits of shell to form the pieces of the game she liked to play. She taught it to Silvio, who became an instant addict. He wanted to know where she'd learned it.
I thought I knew every sort of game in Wefervane, at least all the ones you can gamble on, but I don't know this one.
Dakar smiled shyly.
Do you like it?
I love it. It's got strategy.
He looked at her narrowly.
You made it, didn't you?
Dakar nodded. Silvio patted her shoulder.
Bored and lonely. I understand.
He frowned.
But there's one thing I don't understand. Who played it with you? Who were those big, quiet assistants you had down in the dungeons? I never understood that. I never saw them anywhere else.
Dakar said nothing. After a moment, Silvio asked,
Who was your father, anyway?
I don't know,
whispered Dakar, but she didn't meet his eyes. Silvio let it go. Colder and icier. They slept as close to the fire as they dared, in all the clothes they owned. Gerard was genuinely grateful for Silvio's company. He asked Dakar whether she was cold, but she said she was all right, and Gerard didn't press. Dakar didn't seem to have many inhibitions or a clear grasp of convention. If she needed to crawl in with them, he was pretty sure she'd do it. Silvio had finally stopped kicking off blankets halfway through the night.
Foxlings must have a warmer core temperature than Grishnards,
commented Gerard. Silvio nodded.
It's something Grishnards like about us. Always warm to the touch.
He stifled a giggle.
You want me to elaborate?
No, that's enough.
Silvio's body seemed to have suddenly decided that it had resources to expend on fur. His tail came in so fast that Gerard could practically see it grow.
Fish oil,
commented Silvio.
and the cold.
They had several severe storms. One morning, Gerard tried to push the cabin door open and found it blocked by a drift of snow. He dug a short path to the woods, where they could go to relieve themselves, but they spent most of the next few days huddled by the fire. They still had plenty of wood, but they were running low on food. Gerard hadn't been able to fish since the stream froze. The ocean was too wild, and no one had seen Felbane in a yellow month. Dakar said she might be able to find something to eat and left the cabin. 2 days later, she had not returned.
Dakar can take care of herself,
Silvio insisted, but Gerard was worried, and they would soon both be hungry.
I want to go out and look for her.
He told Silvio.
And I want to find something to eat. I think the deep pool may have fish in it. I could break the ice with our axe.
The deep pool was a fair hike along the stream up into the woods above the cabin. Gerard had seen fish gathering there earlier in the year, and he surmised that many of them wintered at the bottom, where the water never froze.
If you're going, then I'm going.
Gerard frowned.
You don't have boots.
Have you seen my paws lately?
Silvio's paw fur had noticeably thickened. It grew between his toes and formed dense mats under his feet.
Some of the drifts will be over your head,
Objected Gerard.
and lots of them will be up to your waist.
I think I'm light enough not to sink very deep, and I can always get on your shoulders.
He thought for a moment.
I'll hold things for you.
He cut his eyes upward and let his ears droop. Gerard laughed.
You're good at looking pitiful.
Silvio grinned.
I was going for irresistibly cute.
Irresistibly something. Do you actually need coal in the wintertime, or does it just make you feel more like yourself?
Well, it does help with the glare off the snow.
Silvio looked at his paws.
But yeah, it does make me feel more like myself. Does it annoy you? Do you want me to take it off?
Silvio was getting back more of his old stubbornness, but sometimes he still said things like that. It made Gerard feel odd and a little sad.
Of course not.
They started up to the deep pool, looking for signs of Dakar. Silvio was light enough to patter along on top of some of the drifts. He was actually a good deal faster than Gerard, who had to slog along knee-deep in snow. By mid-afternoon they'd reached the pool, but they'd seen nothing of Dakar. Gerard cleared away some of the snow. He thought he could see the outlines of fish, and he didn't think the ice was actually very thick. It creaked dangerously near the center, so he backed off to a point near the edge and started chopping. It didn't take him long to break through. He baited a line and dropped it into the water. The fish were slow to respond. Gerard figured they were more or less hibernating. He caught one, and this encouraged him to keep trying. He and Silvio both got cold standing around on the ice, and Silvio finally climbed onto his shoulders. He did it the way he'd done in the ill-fated hold of the water sprite, just clambering up as though he were climbing a tree.
You might warn me before you do that.
Gerard complained.
Your ears are cold.
Your hands aren't a lot warmer.
Silvio wrapped his tail around Gerard's neck like a scarf. He put his small, cold fingers against Gerard's throat. Then he started tracing little patterns. Gerard's tail lashed a couple of times. Silvio stopped.
Am I bothering you?
Well, you're making me a bit uncomfortable.
Silvio took his hands away at once. There was an awkward silence. Gerard sighed.
Silvio, you can put your hands against my neck and warm them up. Not like that.
All right.
But he put his hands in Gerard's hair instead. After a while, he started combing through it, brushing over Gerard's ear tufts, rubbing the muscles at the base of his neck. It felt nice, but, combined with what had happened a few moments ago, it made Gerard start to bristle again.
I'd rather you not do that either, Silvio.
You touch me all the time.
Silvio's voice held a hint of complaint.
Not like that, I don't.
Gerard hadn't actually picked Silvio up in quite a while because he didn't seem to need it. In good health, Silvio was as quick and agile as any person Gerard had ever met, and more than capable of navigating a world made for those taller than he was. Lately, they were sleeping in so many clothes and so many blankets that they were rarely skin to skin, which made Gerard feel less strange. Another uncomfortable silence. Gerard half wanted to apologize and half wanted to make Silvio get off his shoulders. At that moment, there was a crackling in the underbrush behind them. Gerard felt Silvio go rigid even before he turned. Felbane was standing on the edge of the ice. You have been listening to The Guild of the Cowry Catchers by Abigail Hilton. Copyright Abigail Hilton. Cowry Catchers is an illustrated podcast. Artwork for this episode was created by Sarah Cloutier. To view these illustrations and to learn more about this world and its author, visit the website at www.cowrycatchers.com. This podcast included the vocal talents of
Nathan Lowell
as Gerard,
Norm Sherman,
as Silvio,
R.E. Chambliss,
as Dakar. Sound effects for this podcast were provided by SoundSnap, the Free Sound Project, and Sound Dogs. The intro music for this podcast was Grace by Beth Quist. The outro music is Everywhere, also by Beth Quist. Both were licensed with permission from Magnatune.net. Music for Book 3 of Cowry Catchers included selections from Digital Juice at digitaljuice.com and Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. It also included additional music from Beth Quist, Diana Rowan, and Jamie Saber, all from Magnatune.net. All music was licensed and used according to the terms of the websites. This is a standard copyright now. This podcast is provided for your personal enjoyment only. You can download and archive the episodes for your personal use. You may not re-upload, mirror, or publicly redistribute the audio files, nor can you alter, remix, or create derivative works. And I hope you enjoyed the story.
Sunlight sparkling in the forest, dancing, dancing on the alpine waters. Ride the moonbeam into the galaxy. Second star to the left and straight on and straight on and straight on till when I find
And I'm back. This is 2025 Abby coming to you with some thoughts on the episode. So this one was introduced by Graham Dunlop of Cast of Wonders. Cast of Wonders is a young adult speculative fiction podcast. It is still going strong. It's a fun podcast. It is part of the Escape Artist family of podcasts. So Escape Pod was the first one. And then I think Pseudopod came next. So Escape Pod is science fiction, Pseudopod is horror, and Podcastle is fantasy. That came along a little bit later. And then Cast of Wonders was a little bit after that. Anyway, I wrote the first story that they ran on Cast of Wonders, and I will link it in the episode show notes. I went back and checked, because I thought I remembered that, and I was like, I think that was episode 1, and it looks like I'm right, and it's still up there. So it was a short story called A Suitable Pet, and I do think about that story now and then. I have a whole kind of fairy tale idea that I feel like I could spin off from that short story. But the story is about a baby dragon that is gifted to a somewhat spoiled princess not completely spoiled, but a little bit spoiled. She has a miniature village, and the baby dragon is basically intended to be a prop for her miniature village. It's like the size of a lizard, and it's clear that it's probably not going to survive being played with, because the princess is also not that old. Anyway, her older brother, the actual prince, kind of rescues this pet that has been given to his sister, and there's a plot around that. Anyway, it's a 1,000-word story. It's not a very long story, but I have thought about those characters a number of times in the years since I wrote that story, and I have considered returning again and writing a little bit more about them. Anyway, in this episode, more secrets from Dakar. Just when you think that you've learned all of the secrets that Dakar has to offer, there are more. The rabbit hole goes deeper. I take some pleasure in subverting expectations, and I do think that for many people, just based on patterns that people have seen in other fantasy novels, I think that when Dakar shows up at the beginning of this book, most people expect her to be the new love interest. Thus dies, and Dakar shows up and is kind, and I think that a lot of people immediately expect that this will be the new love interest, and no. I take great pleasure in completely shattering that expectation. I will also point out that Gerard consistently arms Silvio, whereas other people tend to disarm Silvio. Mostly wisely and for their own protection, but nevertheless, Gerard has given him back a knife or something to protect himself with on pretty much every occasion that he has found him disarmed. That's about all I've got to say about that one. I will see you in the next episode. This is Abigail Hilton, and you have been listening to the Pirates of Wefravain saga. Join me on Patreon for early episodes, long-form interviews, forum access, personal updates, and lots of artwork, including maps and species charts. That's patreon.com/Abigail Hilton. If you want the whole story now with no interruptions and some remastering of the early books for sound quality, you can find the entire series at shop.abigailhilton.com, along with all my other novels. The audiobooks are delivered by BookFunnel. Background music was Hidden Sky by Jamie Sieber, licensed from Magnatune.net circa 2014. The Guild of the Cowry Catchers podcast is an audio adaptation of the Pirates of Wefravain saga, written and produced by Abigail Hilton. Original production copyright 2010, all rights are reserved to the author.